ध्यान दे डिस्पेलर अंकित हाथ ऊपर करके डिफेंस करो
Let's go, Fernando.
come on side go the side go good pass
Is this on? Can you tell me how to put it on? Up?
It's on.
Sure. Hello, we're coming to you live from Surat, Gujarat. This is the National Championship Series 2022-23. We are at the venue called FK Grounds near Fountainhead School in Surat. This match is between Disc Positive and Itanuja Pilots. Disc Positive is a Pune-based team who are in black on the left side of the field currently. Itanuja Pilots are in the light blue. They are a rather new team based from Lucknow, and we hope to see some really good competition for this game. The score is now 1-0 to Itanuja Pilots, who managed to score the first point. Some cheers going up from the Disc Positive side of the line, indicating their readiness to receive the pull. And the Itanuja player is pulling. The disc goes up. He does a little 360 before the pull. It's a beautiful pull, landing all the way in the end zone, caught by Victor Liswinski, who's the captain of Disc Positive, quickly moving the disc up to Itanuja. Beautiful in cut, gaining a good amount of yardage. Itanuja has put on a zone defense, a cup. You have one person as the disc mark, and the other two taking off zones of the field. A huge rip into the air all the way to the end zone of the other side, and the Disc Positive player doesn't quite get under it, and it is a drop and a turnover to Itanuja Pilots. Beautiful cut, gaining a lot of yardage, centering the field. They're really utilizing the spaces of the field properly, spreading out a lot, this Itanuja Pilot team. Number 6 on the disc, pass it to the man in grey shoes, and another forward pass. Beautiful. I think that was a D by number 25 from Disc Positive, who just managed to touch the disc and put it off balance, so the Itanuja Pilot player in the end zone could not quite come down with it, and forces another turnover. Beautiful defense by Disc Positive. Disc Positive moving the disc around in their own end zone. Oh, that's a miss pass by the Disc Positive player, and the disc hits the ground. Turnover very close to the attacking end zone for Itanuja Pilots. Offense moving slowly towards the disc, giving time for the offensive players to set up a nice vertical stack at the end zone. A beautiful cut and an easy score for Itanuja Pilots. The disc positive player does go down, but I don't believe a foul is being called. Yeah, there's a high five, a shake of hand, good spirit, and the score is 2-0 to Itanuja Pilots. Can you help me move this ticket? So both the teams have lined up on the respective sides of the field. Itanuja Pilots, the ratio is 4 men. Itanuja Pilots are looking to pull the disc. Beautiful pull, very high up, reaching the other end of the field. Victor Liswinski, captain of Disc Positive, comes down with this, passes it to number 17. Itanuja Pilots have chosen to stick with the zone defense. Itanuja is with the disc. Wow, beautiful fake, forcing a layout defense. Really good athleticism from the Itanuja Pilots team. Good patience with the disc on Disc Positive. Keeping the disc moving by swinging between the handlers to throw off the cup. Back to Victor, to number 17. Back to Victor again. Itanuja with the upline. Itanuja, number 34. Oh, and she looks to throw the disc, but there's a D by the Itanuja Pilots player, and the turnover, and they get possession again. Unfortunately, the handler tried to huck the disc all the way to the end zone, but it's gone out beyond. It's really nice to see the patience that Itanuja Pilots have on the disc on offense. They really take that time after a turnover to go up and walk towards the disc before picking it up, giving the whole offense team good amount of time to set up. Itanuja with the disc, recenters it to Victor, to number 17. Number 17 looking forward, sends it up, there is a player beneath it. Oh! Number 2 has kind of run into the other player and has called a foul call. Players are discussing. Players are discussing about the foul. What Ultimate Frisbee is not a traditional sport in the sense that we don't have 1 or 2 referees, but we have what we sometimes like to call 14 referees on the field, signifying that each player on the field is a referee. We have 7 on each line. So all calls are resolved between the players themselves, speaking and coming to a resolution between themselves, asking perspective from their teammates, and so on. That's what we see happening right now on the field. Number 100 from Disc Positive stepping in to offer his perspective on the foul as well. It seems like the foul has been contested. So the disc will go back to the previous uncontested passer. So it's being sent back to number 17, who will pick up the disc. Back to Victor, to Rutu. Victor and Rutu having some good chemistry back in the handler space. Number 2 sends it up. Number 17 is under it. Does come down with it just outside the end zone. Number 17 sent it all the way across back to Rutuja, who does get the score in the end zone. Rutuja is actually a classmate of mine. We went to college together at Azim Premji University in Bangalore. And we played for the same college team, hammer that zone then. And now she's playing for Disc Positive. She's a great player, now handling, one of the main handlers for Disc Positive. She's actually playing with her sister on the same team. Pranalya is there on the line as well in the squad. We should see her playing very soon as well. So that was the first point for Disc Positive. The score is now 2-1. It's really quite blistering hot now. It must be something like 35 degrees centigrade here in Surat, and the sun is giving no mercy for these players, Itanuja pilots and Disc Positive. Sun is really beating down on them. I'm sitting in the sun and sweating. I can't imagine what the players on the field who are running up and down are facing. Water bottles are being distributed. People are getting a chance to drink. So the pull's gone up from Disc Positive. Itanuja pilots have the disc. Some nice fakes. Oh, a bit of a miss pass there, and Disc Positive Akshay snatches it with a great defensive catch. Victor's holding this disc now in the center of the field, passes it, and Rutuja with the layout grab just manages to save that one, which was going a bit down, hitting the floor now. Victor with the upline. Rutu fakes. Akshay with the disc again. Working their way up towards the end zone very slowly. Good patience on the disc. A foul has been called. I'm not sure. People are not using hand signals. I'm not sure what the call is. I think it was maybe contact. The disc has been checked in. Akshay just knocking on the door of the end zone now. Resets to Victor. Victor looking for the open pass, and it's a good easy score for Disc Positive. But again, there seems to be a call, some sort of confusion. It's difficult to tell what the players are talking and discussing about because they're not using hand signals at the moment. But some of the players are raising both their arms, indicating it is a score. But I think it's just outside, one step outside the end zone. So they do need to make one more pass, which is completed in due time, giving the score to Disc Positive and equalizing it at 2 each. For those who may have just tuned in, we are here at Mixed Club Nationals in Surat, Gujarat, near Fountainhead School. The current match you guys are watching is between Itanuja Pilots, a Lucknow-based team, and Disc Positive from Pune. It is a blistering 32-33 degrees Celsius here, and under the hot sun, these two teams are really battling it out. It's been an intense first few points. Let's see how this pans out. So I think there's been a ratio change. We have now 4 women on the line. Ultimate Frisbee being a mixed gender sport, we have both men and women playing on the field together, and the way it works, because it's 7 people on the line, the ratio will have to keep changing, and it changes every 2 points. So this point being 4 women, and 2 points later it'll change to 4 men, and vice versa. Itanuja from Disc Positive indicating that she's ready to pull. Itanuja Pilots on the other side raising their hands indicating their readiness. Pull goes up. Lands on their own side of the field, just outside, so the Itanuja Pilots have a bit of an advantage here, starting from the sideline close to their attacking end zone. Again, a lot of patience with picking it up. The offense is setting up nicely in a vertical stack, in a horizontal, what seems to look like a horizontal stack, or rather there's a 2 people vertical stack and some people have cleared off to the side. Rather crazy mark. Does manage to get the pass into the in-cut. Oof! A very low throw, tough catch, and it is dropped, giving the turnover. Victor from Disc Positive walking towards the disc. Offense setting up downfield. A nice reset to the center to number 17 and to Itanuja. Oh, Itanuja with uncharacteristic bad throw, hits the ground, gives a turnover. Itanuja Pilots capitalizing quickly now, moving the disc upfield. Oh, a nice throw into the end zone, and then is brought down by the Itanuja Pilot player to give them the score. 3-2 to Itanuja Pilots. Itanuja Pilots have what seems to be a very young squad. I think they're a rather new team, but they have really quick feet, and teams that they've been playing against have found it quite difficult to keep up with them with their agility. I think many of the players are close to like 18, and even some players younger than 18, 16 to 22, a very young squad, and really quick feet on that team. Some confusion with the scoreboard here, but it's sorted out. Itanuja stepped off the line to take a couple minutes of rest after several continuous points on the line.
6 continuous points.
6 continuous points, she says. Itanuja Pilots have pulled, it's gone outside, and Victor has called a brick, which means that he will get to walk the disc to the center of the field, like 20 meters upfield to what is called the brick mark, which is standard practice for when the pull goes off field. The defense and offense will get the chance to set up, and then the disc will be checked in from the brick mark, which is what you see happening right now. A nice in cut, but the defensive player was rather close. I think a contact call has been a foul call has been called and accepted, so she will retain possession. Resets to number 17, Akshay. Some nice cuts by Victor upfield. A nice upline pass. Big fake there on the sideline, looking for options, and received by number 99 on the far end of the field. Passes it all the way across, a good swing there to Akshay, who was wide open. Oh, that was a beautiful cut and a beautiful bid, like a layout grab from the dispositive player all the way in the end zone. She had to lay out just to get that much ahead, get the edge over her defender, and she does manage to come down with the disc to equalize the score at 3 each. Really good stuff, great stuff from both teams. Dispositive now regaining their composure with some really good skills now, and they've managed to equalize the scoreboard yet again. So Ultimate Frisbee is usually played until 15 points. It's a race to 15, although the games here at this Nationals have been scheduled to be 75 minutes long. So how it works is either you play until you score 15 points, or you play until the time is over, and after 75 minutes are up, you play till the +1 of the highest score. So say the score is 10-13, the game would be to 14 after 75 minutes. Like I mentioned, in these really hot conditions, players are having to drink water pretty much after every point. It's good to see that they're taking care of themselves. It's very important. Many people have reported injuries and cramps over even yesterday and today, with the temperatures reaching in the high 30 degrees. Sorry, I missed that point. I believe it was a very quick point converted by Itanuja pilots, leaving the score to be 4-3 in their favour. Nice cheer coming from the DP side, DP being disc positive, trying to get the energy up in these tough, really harsh conditions right now. Nice pull from Itanuja pilots. A player runs up to stop the disc from rolling. Victor going towards the disc, picks it up, resets to Itanuja in the center of the field, who swings it quickly to Akshay. A little bit high, but he comes down with it. Number 99, Itanuja with the disc, resets to Rahul. To Ritu, to Victor. Nice in-between pass to Rahul between the two defenders. Rahul looking for options, Itanuja is there, a good fake and then a pass to Ritu. Good reset to Victor. And Rahul, really nice movement now between Rahul, Itanuja and Victor, the three handlers that are on the line for this point. Beautiful upline and a grab by Victor. Right outside the end zone right now. Back to Rutuj. Resets to Rahul again. And a beautiful pass to number 3 to catch it in the end zone for the score. That's 4 each. They've equalized again. That was some really clean offense from Dispositive. Really great communication and coordination between the handlers, and some nice assistance with the cutters, Rutuj and number 3 in the end zone. So I just checked the temperature. It's just says 30 degrees, but definitely does not feel like that. I can tell you, standing in the sun and sweating profusely. It's feels like at least 35, 36, and it must be even more crazy for the players who are actually on field. Very important to keep yourselves keep the players to keep themselves hydrated, drinking oral rehydration salts, Gatorade and such, to prevent injuries and for them to be able to go on. Each team is playing sometimes up to 3 matches per day, so it's the games being 75 minutes long. It's a lot of physical exertion to put the body through in these conditions. Pull goes out from DP, landing just before the halfway mark. Itanuja Pilots players running up to grab the disc, and a quick look forward immediately. Rutuja with a tight mark, but a beautiful in-cut and a beautiful throw to gain a lot of yardage for Itanuja Pilots, and another one for the score. A beautiful catch. She kind of lays out for the catch, and the DP player kind of lays out over her, but it is definitely a score, but rather more contact than what was necessary, I would say. Ideally, ultimate frisbee is a non-contact sport, which is why fouls can be called when 2 players bump into each other and such. In this case, they did come down with the score, so there was no reason to call the foul. Good spirit from both teams, but rather a bit too much more contact than what we would expect or what we would prefer. I think a couple of the Dispositive players have been playing savage, which means that they have not taken a sub throughout all the points that they have been playing. I think Victor, the captain of the team, has not left the field since point 1. Really a crazy amount of fitness. Rutuja has also been on the line for most of the points. Good to see them keeping up the energy and cheer, doing a little cheer on line before the pull. Itanuja Pilots indicating their readiness, and the disc is going up. What a pull. Beautiful pull, very floaty, landing near the end zone of DP. Victor comes down with the catch. What a layout. The throw was a bit low, but a beautiful layout catch by Rutuj, number 99 on DP, to save that throw and retain possession of the disc. Some cuts coming in, good clearance. So how the disc typically moves in an ultimate game is that players will cut into space, which means that they will basically run into space, as you can see on the field that's happening right now. And if they do not get the disc, they have to clear away from that space as soon as possible which is the term, clear is the term that we use so that another person can make a subsequent cut. DP closing in on the end zone now. Victor with the disc. Resets to 106. 106 doing some fakes. Resets back to Victor. Short upline back to Rutuj. And it seems like the Itanuja player has kind of tapped the disc out of Rutuj's hands. A foul call has been called. Some discussion is going on. The foul call has been accepted. And the disc is going to be checked in. Counting down 3, 2, 1. Stall count as 0. Rutuj resets to Victor. And Victor with a nice throw and a beautiful catch where she plops herself down to really commit to that catch and make sure the disc doesn't get away from her in the end zone. Great stuff from DP. Score is 5-all. After that great catch, DP has managed to equalize yet again. I think you can tell from the body language of the players that the conditions are really starting to get to them. Shoulders are sagging, arms are down by the side, stride is a bit low and slow. Overall energy levels are a bit low, but it's only to be expected in these conditions. This will be the last match before a short break during the peak hours of the sun, where teams will get to take some rest before going back for the next games in the afternoon and later on. I think Victor has taken his first point off the field. Leaving the handling for DP to Itanuja and the rest of the squad. Nice pull going up from DP, landing in the end zone of Itanuja Pilots. Some really quick feet on some of these Itanuja Pilots players. It's a great upline cut and reception by the Itanuja Pilot player. And another in cut. Great movement along the far side of the field. And a big throw across, but it is defended by a DP player. There seems to be a call on field. The call is a travel call, so the disc will go back to the thrower, number 2 on dispositive. Travel is basically a call that you make when you believe that the thrower has moved his pivot foot or taken a step, because you're not allowed to move when you have the disc in Ultimate Frisbee. Itanuja Pilots has thrown a zone on DP yet again, blocking off most of the options of the thrower, so that the throwers are forced to swing the disc between the handlers, but they're doing that effectively. And they seem to have disbanded the zone again. Big throw going deep. There is a player under it, and he lays out for it, but doesn't quite get to the disc. Really good bid, really good throw, look. Everything was on point, but he just couldn't quite get there in time. Oh, and a big huck on in the opposite direction again by Itanuja Pilots, but it goes over the player and hits the ground. Some quick hucks and quick turnovers in succession. There seems to be a call again. I think it was an offensive foul that is being called. or a defensive foul. It seems like when the Itanuja player was releasing the disc, Itanuja had hit her hand or something of the sort, which is why it flew the way it did. So the disc has been returned to her because Itanuja accepted the call, indicating readiness, and the disc has been checked in yet again. Oh, quick around pass, but it's turned over right before the end zone, and DP has a good opportunity to capitalize on this mistake. Looking for the pass and gets it. Number 17 comes down with the disc in the end zone. DP 6, Itanuja Pilots 5.
Hello again, Nitya.
Hi CD, I'm joined again by Chaitanya from the UPI Comms team. We have been commenting on several of these games that have been happening here in on these grounds in Surat near Fountainhead School.
If you're joining in now, this is Dispositive from Pune versus Itanuja Pilots from Lucknow. We now have the capacity to commentate in 3 languages, English, Marathi and Hindi. अगर आप ये सुन रहे हैं, this is पुणे से टीम Dispositive डार्क शर्ट में और लाइट ब्लू में Itanuja Pilots लखनऊ से. Itanuja Pilots की लीड 6-5, 1 पॉइंट से आगे.
Yeah, CD, it's been a very close game from the beginning, just like the previous game that we saw between Puyal and the team they faced against. And we seem to be nearing the halfway point now, with the score being 5-6.
Thanks, Nitya. That was Puyal and Jumbish catchers, in case you forgot. That was a close game as well. Itanuja Pilots ready हैं, ऑफेंस पे रहेंगे. विक्टर लिस्विंस्की का डिस्पोजिटिव से पुल. साइड लाइन से उठा के फोरहैंड फेक, साइड लाइन कंटिन्यू. Itanuja डिस्क को मूव करते हुए साइड लाइन की तरफ. अच्छा इंटरसेप्ट. पिक कॉल हुआ है. पिक एक ऑफेंस कॉल है जिसमें अगर प्लेयर डिस्क की तरफ जाने से दूसरे प्लेयर की वजह से रोका जाता है तो पिक कॉल किया जाता है.
Yeah, just to give a brief translation of that in English, a pick is a call that the defensive team can make. It's when a defensive player is trying to catch up with an offensive.
We will let Nitya take a break. Nitya's been working hard. Sorry for that, folks. If you're on field 1, KG Farms, Dispositive versus Itanuja Pilots, neck to neck. Itanuja with a 1-point lead on offense. पुण्यातून बघत असाल तर दिस इज आपल्या पुण्याची डिस्पॉझिटिव्ह आणि लखनौची Itanuja Pilots. इंडिया अल्टिमेट नॅशनल चॅम्पियनशिप सिरीज 22-23 सुरतमध्ये. Hard mark by Dispositive, float into the end zone. Itanuja looking to catch it and a nice one-handed grab to level the score. Familiar DP chant, let's go DP. Good to have you back, Nitya. That was a good break for you.
Yeah, I just need to wash my face and drink some water. I've been, like I mentioned, it's very hot here, so the players are playing in really harsh conditions actually.
That's a nice pull, but goes out of bounds. Dispositive is going to call a break. A break is when the pull goes out of bounds without touching the player or the mark or the ground. Team on offense gets it to the brick mark and starts the point again. ये है लखनऊ की इटोंजा पायलट वर्सेस पुणे से डिस्पॉजिटिव. So the stoppage in play is because we are looking at a violation on the gender. Dispositive captain Victor walking up to Itanuja pilot captain and discussing the gender ratio. Good spirit between the teams. They will repull and the point will start again.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, being a mixed gender sport and having both women and men play together on the same field, there is a gender ratio that has to be maintained for women and 3 men, which changes every 2 points. It switches to 4 men and 3 women. And there was some miscommunication, and I believe not both teams had the same gender ratio, so they have decided to repull and sort that out before continuing the game. Good sportspersonship on both sides for them to agree and come to a conclusion to do that.
Quick update on the scores. Utsa Kebab 10, Airbenders 15 as Itanuja pilot repulls. Victor from Dispositive picks up the pull, centers it to Rutu, number 34. Rutu looking for an available option, and there seems to be an injury on the ground. What do you think that looks like, Nitya? Something to do with the ankle?
Yeah, it looks like the Itanuja pilot player has twisted his ankle. Like I said, the conditions are harsh. They're calling for an injury sub. Number 12 is stepping in to take his place. Sorry, number 10 is stepping in to take his place. It's tough with fatigue. The body is under a lot of strain, having played a couple matches before this as well, and being on the ground for so long. Sometimes the conditions just force the body into a tight spot where injuries are bound to happen. Rahul, number 17 with the disc now, passing it to Victor. DP moving the disc up close to the end zone now, looking for options. Resets back to Rahul. Rahul back to Victor. Victor across to Rutuja. Rutuja with some fakes and sends it to the end zone, but I believe it's gone off bounds.
Aditya Dawn chasing that down, but the pass went out of bounds. Turnover, disc with Itanuja pilots. अगर आप लखनऊ उत्तर प्रदेश से देख रहे हैं, ये है इंडिया अल्टीमेट नेशनल चैम्पियनशिप सीरीज़ 22-23. दूसरा दिन है. इटोंजा पायलट्स खेल रहे हैं डिस्पॉजिटिव पुणे से. स्कोर्स 6-6 पे टाइट है और टर्न ओवर अभी डीपी के लिए है. डीपी अभी अटैकिंग मोड में है, काफ़ी पास में है एंड जोन में स्कोरिंग के. कैप्टन विक्टर येलो कैप में ऑप्शंस देखते हुए पास कंप्लीट नहीं कर पाए. इटोंजा के पास डिस्क. इटोंजा चाहेगी कि डिस्क आगे डाल के स्कोर करें. अच्छा पास साइडलाइन पे, काफ़ी अच्छा बढ़िया गिव एंड गो चल रहा है. सेंटर किया डिस्क को, बढ़िया फोरहैंड, साइड लाइन चेंज किया है अभी। इटोंजा काफ़ी कॉन्फिडेंट डिस्क पे, बढ़िया क्लीन थ्रोज, 100% कंप्लीशन और ये रहा स्कोर। आपने हैंड सिग्नल देखा कैच करने के बाद, दोनों हाथ ऊपर किए हैं। अल्टीमेट फ्रिस्बी हैंड सिग्नल्स के द्वारा कम्युनिकेट की जाती है कि क्या हो रहा है। फाउल्स के लिए हैंड सिग्नल्स होते हैं, स्कोर के लिए हैंड सिग्नल्स होते हैं। और स्कोर अभी है 7-6। मेरे साथ है नित्या जिन्होंने स्कोर कंफर्म किया 7-6। इटोंजा 1 पॉइंट की लीड पे।
The captains of either team now discussing about whether they should have the halftime break now or after the subsequent point. Believe time-wise the halftime time has reached, but the confusion is whether the point has started after that or before that. I think they've they've decided to call the halftime after they play one more point. So the teams will be lining up and getting ready to pull. After this point, the halftime will be called. Joined now by Itanuja on the sidelines. I've just wanted to get an on-field perspective of what it is like to be playing in these conditions. Itanuja, do you have anything to say?
I mean, the sun is very draining and it's really hard considering the fact that Itanuja Pilots is just running through the disc, between the disc. But I think our sideline has kept the energy really high and the intensity is very consistent. I think the heat is getting into my head, but otherwise on field it's challenging, but at the same time very fun to be there.
Thanks for that, Itanuja. I think you're right about the energy from DP being very high. It's really been nice to see that.
Itanuja, thanks for speaking to us something in Marathi for all our viewers.
All our viewers, पुण्यातल्या टीमला सपोर्ट करा बरं का.
पुण्यातल्या टीमला सपोर्ट करा, हिंदी में पुणे की टीम को सपोर्ट कीजिए. जिस भी टीम को सपोर्ट करेंगे इंडिया अल्टीमेट को सपोर्ट कीजिए.
Thanks for that, Rutu. That was really nice for reaching out to a Marathi fan base. Here the pointer started again. Victor's on the disc. Looking forward, looking for options. Resets back to number 9. The blue cap. Nice throw to number 99. Straight ahead, Rutuj. Trying to find options through this zone defense that Itanuja Pilots have chosen to adopt. Some good resetting. Itanuja Pilots seems to be forcing them back and not allowing any further passes forward, but they seem to have gotten a bit of a break, but the defense quickly resets. And DP, this positive, has a good amount of patience on the disc. Not making any hasty throws. A nice over the head pass to Rutuj there. Moving the disc up quickly now, but to Rahul, to Rutuj. Very close to the end zone now. The cup has reset. Rutuj looking for options, resets to Victor. Victor looking to the end zone. And looks back, resets to Freeman, number 9. Rahul. And a beautiful pass into the end zone. But number 3 drops a catch and it results in a turnover. Itanuja Pilots will pick up the disc.
टर्नओवर अच्छा मूवमेंट था डिस्पोजिटिव का एंड जोन तक ले जाने के लिए, पर वहाँ कन्वर्ट नहीं कर पाए. आप देख रहे हैं NCS 22-23 इंडिया अल्टीमेट इटोंजा पायलट्स वर्सेस डिस्पोजिटिव. केजी फार्म सूरत में काफ़ी अच्छा पास पर प्लेयर कैच नहीं कर पाए. डिस पॉजिटिव कैप्टन विक्टर अभी डिस पे, स्कूबर राहुल को, राहुल से विक्टर, विक्टर से वापस राहुल, और विक्टर एक एंड जोन में पास ढूंढते हुए स्कोर के लिए सेंटर किया, वापस पीछे मिस हो गए। दूसरी बार स्कोर करने के आखिरी समय पे ड्रॉप कर देते हैं कैच डिस पॉजिटिव। फिनिशिंग थोड़ा अच्छा चाहिए। विक्टर एंड जोन में सेव करते हुए ट्रैवल कॉल किया गया है। डिस पकड़ने के बाद आपको सिर्फ 2 स्टेप मिलते हैं अपना मोशन स्टॉप करने के लिए। दूसरे गेम्स की तरह इसमें फ्रिस्बी पकड़कर दौड़ नहीं सकते। फ्रिस्बी मिलने के बाद तुरंत रुकना पड़ता है और रुकने के लिए 2 से 3 स्टेप मिलते हैं। ऋतुज 99 अच्छा खेल। राहुल वापस, डिस पॉजिटिव वापस एंड जोन पे स्कोर की तलाश में। ऋतुज ट्राई करते हुए कहाँ मिले, डंप किया विक्टर को। विक्टर और ऋतुज डिस पे खेलते हुए काफ़ी टाइम डिस पे खेल रहे हैं। टर्नओवर नहीं है फिर भी, बिल्कुल एंड जोन पे, और विक्टर का थ्रो और ये स्कोर हो गया है 7 all.
No, I think that was another point to DP, so it's 8-6 is the score. Oh, so sorry, my mistake. CD was right. It's 7 all is the score. Initially, during the first few points, Itanuja Pilots had a lot of energy. It seems to be dipping down a bit, and DP's offense looks really clean. They've been have a lot of patience with the disc and pass it among the handlers. Rutuj has been stepping in to help quite a bit. It's overall quite a clean offense, and it seems to be working out for them so far. Still, very tight game. 7 each is the score. We're not able to refer to most of the Itanuja Pilots players by names because on the jerseys they don't have their names written in a very visible way. We've been calling out their numbers, which is I understand not ideal, but we apologize for our lack of knowledge on that part. This is Nitya and CD. For those of you who just joined, we're coming in live from Surat in Gujarat. This is the Mixed Club Nationals of NCS 2022-2023 season.
If you're watching the L2F ATC game on field 2, we have Manikam Narayanan and Mrinalini over there commentating. Shout out to Mrinalini and Manikam.
Mrinalini and Manikam both work in the operations team for UPAI, which is Mrinalini is the chief operations officer, and Manix is just stepped in to help with operational work at UPAI, which is the Ultimate Players Association of India, the organizer of most of the NCS and the tournament that is happening right now. So it's halftime now between Itanuja Pilots and Disc Positive. The Disc Positive team has rushed to take some rest in the shade while discussing strategy and thinking about next steps of how to tackle this game. Itanuja Pilots are doing the same, but they are sitting on the ground. I think the coach has stepped in wearing the Utta Kebab's jersey. This, I believe, is the same coach for 2 or 3 of these teams from the Lucknow area. Utta Kebabs, Itanuja Pilots, as well as one more who's participating in this in the nationals here in Surat. If any of y'all listening are in Surat, we encourage you to come see these games in person. We have 2 venues here for mixed nationals. One is RAG, one is the farm that we are at now.
If you're within a day's travel of Surat, come to Surat. Watch India Ultimate Games live.
KG Farms is the name of this venue we're at now. It's nearby Fountainhead School, just outside of the city of Surat. We have some players from other teams grabbing the lunch and having it in the shade while the halftime of this Itanuja Pilots game is going on.
That's interesting because a lot of players in the Indian Ultimate community love the food that's served here at Fountainhead School. Food is an important part of tournament. Everyone looks forward to having Gujarati cuisine, and it's quite a fun environment overall.
Yeah, I think the Gujarati cuisine has been a highlight for many of the teams here and the players here. Many of them who are coming from south eating this kind of food for the first time, enjoying the roti and gulab jamun and such delicacies.
That apart, Nitya, did you try khaman dhokla?
What dhokla? CD?
So here in Gujarat we have khaman dhokla, and I hope you never leave Surat without eating that.
Oh, I haven't tried it yet, unfortunately. I will look. I've heard a lot about Gujarati snacks. I remember the dialogue from 3 Idiots where they say that all these snacks sound like explosives. Dokla, tekla, patla, all these things. I don't remember very clearly.
Don't know about that, you need to watch different films. If you're joining in, this is Dispositive Pune versus Itanuja Pilots from Lucknow. NCS 22-23 India Ultimate Day 2. Go DP is the call. DP on the line, waiting for the pull. Itanuja Pilots setting up their offense now. Itanuja Pilots, one of the 3 teams from Lucknow. Lucknow Scorpions, Itanuja Pilots,
I believe
and Urta Kebabs.
The 3 of them have the same coach as well.
They do the program's been so successful, they've managed to carve out 3 different teams, all 3 performing at various levels. It's good to see teams expanding and branching off to be competitive.
Very much, that's very much the case, as now the pull has just gone up from Itanuja Pilots. It's landed just outside the end zone. Victor Lesniewski has called a brick and will be walking the disc up to the brick mark, which is about 20-25 meters up the field. Cup is the call from Itanuja Pilots players as they run towards the disc to set up a zone defense. 3 people near the disc trying to take off the forward passes and forcing DP to swing the disc by the handlers, which they did, and it forced a turnover. So Itanuja has picked up the disc again. Forehand flick on the outside of the field, just landed close to the end zone. Another flick and is brought down in the end zone for a score for Itanuja Pilots, taking the lead 8-7.
Do you think the cup or the zone hassled DP a little at this point, Nitya?
Sorry, Siri, I didn't quite catch that.
Do you think the cup hassled the offense right now and resulted in the turnover, which then resulted in that score for Itanuja?
Yeah, for sure. I think the cup that Itanuja Pilots has been putting out for most of these points has been pretty effective in the sense that they're minimizing the forward passes of DP. But on the other hand, DP is also maintained to really maintain their composure and make good passes with a lot of patience on the disc. This time for sure, I do feel like it did force that turnover when Itanuja went for that pass to Victor, but it was just out of reach, giving Itanuja pilots a very good strategic position and able to convert the point.
अगर आप लखनऊ से देख रहे हैं, इटोंजा पायलट्स वर्सेस डिस्पॉजिटिव, इटोंजा पायलट्स 1 पॉइंट की लीड पे। दिन के 12:30 बजे हैं, माफ़ कीजिएगा। इटोंजा पायलट का पुल डिस्पॉजिटिव से विक्टर लेते हुए ऋतु को सेंटर करते हुए, ऋतु का थोड़ा फ्लोटी थ्रो था, पकड़ लिया गया है राहुल से। 3 हैंडलर सिस्टम खेल रहे हैं अभी। विक्टर से ऋतु के पास डिस्क है, काफ़ी टाइट मार्क है, पीछे डंप किया। विक्टर से राहुल, साइडलाइन चेंज किया है। डिस्क पे काफ़ी टाइम दे रहे हैं, आराम से खेल रहे हैं। विक्टर आगे का पास ढूंढते हुए, नहीं मिल रहा है उन्हें, फेक करते हुए इनिका का इन कट, जिससे उन्हें काफ़ी एडवांटेज मिला है आगे निकलने के लिए। डिस्पॉजिटिव अभी भी रुकते हुए, आराम से खेलते हुए, कोई जल्दबाजी नहीं। इटोंजा के डिफेंडर्स पूरा जोर लगाते हुए, कप मेंटेन करते हुए। काफ़ी थका देता है कप में खेलना, फिटनेस काफ़ी ज़रूरी है। अक्षत से विक्टर फॉरवर्ड पास देखते हुए, और ये ब्लॉक, इटोंजा का ब्लॉक। पोजीशन चेंज हुआ, इटोंजा ऑफेंस पे।
They've gotten really have to commend this Itanuja pilots defense that they managed to keep up this cup in these conditions. A cup is a very draining kind of defensive position to take, especially for the 3 players who are running around following the thrower, and to maintain this formation in this heat and to be running around so much on the field, really hats off to those players. There's been another turnover. DP has possession again. Victor Lisnewski on the disc.
दूसरा टर्नओवर, डिस्पॉजिटिव के पास डिस्क, अटैक करते हुए इटोंजा पायलट के एंड जोन को। साइड लाइन पे अटक गए हैं, कप से जगह नहीं मिल रहा है पास निकालने के लिए। डिस्टेंस मेजर करते हुए, प्लेयर के काफ़ी पास खड़े रहना भी सही बात नहीं है। गेम आप देख रहे होंगे, विक्टर, ऋतु और राहुल के बीच में ज़्यादा है। हैंडलर पोजीशन पे खेल रहे हैं। ट्रैवल कॉल किया गया है। अगर आपके पास डिस्क है तो आपका एक पैर ज़मीन पे ही कांटेक्ट रखना चाहिए। चेक। डिस्क चेक हुई है वापस। डिस्पॉजिटिव अटैक करते हुए आपके राहुल से विक्टर एक राहुल से ऋतु, थोड़ा फ्लोटी था, ऋतु पहुंच नहीं पाई। इटोंजा फास्ट अटैक के मूड में, लंबा सा हक और ये कैच। 3 लोगों के बीच में से कैच पकड़ लिया है इटोंजा का स्कोर। It's a very fast moving game. The moment you drop it, you have to be alert to get back on defense. Not something that Dispositive could do, which results in a 2-point lead for Itanuja.
Yeah, that was a really good offensive conversion by Itanuja pilots. Really quick thinking, really quick movement of the feet. As soon as the turnover happened, somebody ran to pick up the disc. 2 people were shooting off deep. It was a good throw. There were some defenders, but in the end, Itanuja Pilots player did manage to come down with it, and with that a score and a 2-point lead. Score is now 9-7 to Itanuja Pilots. Good pull goes up from Itanuja Pilots, lands just outside the field, on the sideline, onto the right, on the far side of the field. Victor's on the disc. They choose not to call a brick. They're just gonna start. Oh, they did call a brick, so they will be starting from the center of the field at the brick mark. Itanuja Pilots sticking to the same zone defense. As you can see, the 3 players surround Victor as he walks to start at the brick point. Rutuj jumping in to crash the cup and quickly break the flow of Itanuja Pilots, and this is a good flow from DP, gaining a lot of yardage quite quickly. Resets to Victor. Rutu is open. Good swing to Rutuja. Rutuja comes down the disc, swings back to Victor. Good swinging from DP. Back to 106 on the far side. Good handler movement, repositioning. Rutu with the disc again. Looking to swing again, looking for a cut. Resets to Victor. Victor up to a player number 22, brings down the disc. Resets to Victor again. Good movement, really tiring out the Itanuja cup. Rutu again, number 34. Passes to 106. Pass to Rutuj. Number 99 with the disc. Rutu's open. 106 comes down with the disc. Really good patience from DP. I think Itanuja Pilots cup will eventually definitely start to tire. Rutu comes down with the disc. Resets rather far back to Victor. And another nice forward pass to number 22, but there's a drop and Itanuja Pilots picks it and hucks it straight to the end zone where there's a person waiting, but it's a bit low. She doesn't manage to grab it. Really good thought. I don't think the DP players even noticed that there was a Itanuja player in the end zone. Rather sneaky strategy, but very effective. Only problem is that the throw was a bit low, so she couldn't quite grab it. Disc back with DP. They have to regain all the yardage that they lost. Rutuj with the disc. Some contact, but resolved peacefully. Victor with the disc again. Back to Rutuj. Back to Victor. Back to Rutuj. Working their way up the field nicely. Calling out a double team where there are 2 people who are a bit too close to the disc mark. Only one person is allowed to be within 3 meters of the disc of the thrower. So that's the call that's been made, saying that there's one person who's too close to the disc mark and the thrower. So that's the tricky thing with the cup, is that you have one disc mark and the other 2 people who are part of the cup have to be at least 3 meters away from the thrower, until and unless another offensive player, the thrower's teammate, comes within that distance, and then they can follow him or her.
Hey Nitya, do we know what's the hold up on the field?
Yeah, I was just telling our audience that it was a double team that was called, and I think there was some explanation of the rules there.
I see.
Really tight defense by Itanuja Pilots and patient offense from Dispositive. Both really nice to see. I think a large amount of the possession of the disc has been with Dispositive, although the score is in favor of Itanuja Pilots. I think the points that they've scored have been really quick.
That's a good point, Nitya. I mean, if you see, there were a few points Dispositive knocking on the doors of the attacking end zone, but dropping a few catches around there, resulting in turnovers. So Itanuja definitely have a better conversion ratio. But I like the fact that DP Dispositive is being very positive about it, keeping the disc moving and being very, very patient. And that's a bad throw from Itanuja. She is not going to like that. That means Itanuja is up, and that's a big hug downfield.
Again,
Victor coming in.
Oh!
Tries to sky.
That was a great hug. It was quite floaty. Victor couldn't quite make it, and the Itanuja player had it in her hand, but then she dropped it at the last minute. Really good look, really good thought. Again, very characteristic of Itanuja Pilots. Very fast-paced game, where immediately after the turnover, there's a handler on the disc, there's a person in the deep, and the throw is made. Again, this time, unfortunate that it did not get converted. It was very close. A timeout has been called. This has been a very long point. I'm sure all the players are tired. So it's a strategic timeout that has been called by Itanuja Pilots, by Dispositive.
Dispositive is the team from Pune, Itanuja Pilots from Lucknow.
That's fine. What team do you use to play for? No worries. I'm a guest. I'll take you whatever.
We did in the
Are you good?
We did it.
Okay, now we'll play a flight good. Yeah.
So timeout on the Dispositive versus Itanuja Pilots game. And while Nitya and I take a break, we do have someone from Spinergy. Adi is here. Wants to come up on live stream, share his views, help us commentate. Thanks for that, Adi. How are you?
I'm good. Having a good day. Kind of hot, but getting used to it more. It's good weather and games are going good.
Tell us about Spinergy and their performance over the 1.5 days, and what are they looking forward to the most?
Well, we've had some good games. We lost our first game in the first day against ATC, so we dropped seeds at first start. But we have been going good. We just played ambush, lost to them, but we'll be having our quarterfinal match today against against Flying Spirits, which is a lot of us looking for. We've got a bit of a rivalry with them, so it'll be fun. And then tomorrow we'll have a look. It'll be good going. Yeah.
That's good. Wish you luck on those quarterfinals. Adi, what's your experience been like being on the Spinergy team and playing Ultimate here in Surat in these conditions?
It's been great. It's my first time to Surat, almost my first time to Gujarat as well. So it's completely new experience, and it's really fun. Spinergy is a wonderful team. I've just started recently, since less than a year in Spinergy, but I've been playing Ultimate since a while. But it's just great. It's like a small family. We've known everyone in Spinergy because it's a very tight-knit community. But otherwise, it's just great. So Spinergy is a great team, and we want to bring back the glory days of how we used to. So let's hope we can do that.
So explain it to Nitya and I like we're 5.
Yeah.
Tell us about Spinergy.
Tell us about Spinergy. So, you guys are 5, right? So Spinergy is this team. A team is basically a bunch of people, doesn't matter who you are, who work together to try to win and have fun. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thanks, Adi. We'll have Adi hanging around, lending his voice and effort to make this India Ultimate NCS coverage a little more interesting. Back to Nitya, who's going to take us through the next round of points with Dispositive versus Itanuja Pilots.
Thanks, Adi, for speaking about Spinergy. Here we are back live against Disc positive versus Itanuja Pilots. After the timeout, Victor's picked up the disc again. Hopefully all the players online have gotten a bit of a chance to take a breather and coming back with as much energy as they can muster again. Oh no, oh, that was very unfortunate. Victor's pass didn't quite connect. There was a drop right at the end, right at the end zone, and it was an easy opportunity for Itanuja Pilots to come in and get that quick point again that they're so characteristic of at this point. That's a 3-point lead now to Itanuja Pilots, leaving the score at 10-7. Some players from Disc Positive saying game is not over, to keep their heads in the game, even though that they're 3 points behind. They're definitely right, the game is far from over. We can have some really crazy, we've seen some really crazy switches and some underdogs really picking it up and overcoming even greater gaps than this, so he's right for saying that.
Thanks Nitya for everyone tuning in from Lucknow. Namaste. ये है Itanuja Pilots वर्सेस Disc Positive NCS 22-23 इंडिया अल्टीमेट का दूसरा दिन. Itanuja Pilots 3 पॉइंट आगे, 10 Disc Positive 7 पे. लखनऊ की टीम है, सपोर्ट कीजिए. इंडिया की टीम है, सपोर्ट कीजिए. काफ़ी लंबी बात डिफेंस पे Itanuja पायलट्स के स्कोर किया है, तो पुल भी उन्हीं के द्वारा किया जाएगा. 4 लड़के 3 लड़कियां फील्ड पे हैं. मिक्स जेंडर स्पोर्ट है, लड़के लड़कियां साथ में खेलती हैं. 7 लोग टीम पे और रेशियो चेंज होते रहता है. डिस्क पॉजिटिव ने टाइम चेक के लिए बात किया है. Itanuja पायलट्स का पुल काफ़ी बढ़िया पुल जो बाहर चला गया है. डिस्क पॉजिटिव ब्रिक मार्क चलेगा. मेरे साथ नित्या हैं जो अभी एक और कंफर्मेशन देंगे इस गेम के बारे में.
So the score is 10-7 and the time is up, so that means that the teams are playing to +1 of the highest score, which in this case is 11. So the game is to 11. If Itanuja Pilots score this one, they will take the game, and the Disc Positive has to score 4 consecutive points in order to take this one home. Number 17 on the disc. Back to Victor, to Rutu, to Victor. Itanuja Pilots doing a good job of forcing Disc Positive back. To Rutuj, rather high throw, he comes down with it. Number 17, Rahul again, swings it to Victor. A foul call downfield, was a contact call between Rutuj and number 9 on the Itanuja Pilots side. Resolved, and disc is checked in again. A nice cut by Akshay further upfield. Reset to Rutuj, to Rahul, back to Rutuj, and it's a miss pass. Itanuja Pilots pick it up, and Victor picks it up again. Really good defense, really quick thinking. Nice poach. Regained possession for Disc Pilots. Disc Positive. Rutuj just outside the end zone now. Reset back to Victor, looking to finish this point. Has to maintain that patience. Back to Rutuj. Good patience, good swinging. Rutuj with a big fake. Victor just outside the end zone, puts it in, and number 6 Akshay comes down with the score. 10-8. Itanuja Pilots 10, Disc Positive 8. Pranali with some great energy from the sideline. Number 30, Rutuja's sister, asking who's on fire. With the chant who's on fire, Akshay's on fire. Really boosting the morale of the team at this critical juncture of the game. CD's just gone to get some lunch. CD, what do we have? Do we have this infamous dokla that you've been speaking about?
It is the very famous dokla and the famous green chutney, Nitya. You should definitely try some.
Oh, wow. Looking forward to trying that then after this match. But for now, let's tune back in at this critical juncture where this positive has to score 3 more points if they want to take this home. Itanuja Pilots just need the one. So the players have lined up on either side of the field. Disc positive with the pull. It's a 4-man lineup, so the ratio is 4 men to 3 women, indicating readiness to pull, and it goes up. It's a nice pull. Wow, probably the best one we've seen in this game. All the way to the back of the end zone, caught by the Itanuja Pilots player. Reset to center. 21. Hard mark is the call, being called by the DP player Sudhanshu. Lot of energy from the sideline. Rutuja on the mark, crazy. Good in cut, good up, good pass up, working their way up the field. The disc goes into the air, but it is dropped. There is a turnover. The disc mark is calling for the calling the force right on the sideline. Sideliners have to take a few steps back to clear out of the way. This positive slowing down the pace of the game a little bit with some good 1-2s between Rutuja and 106. Ooh, a little bit of a missed pass, and the disc hits the ground for a turnover. Itanuja Pilots pick it up quickly, working their way up the field. Nice grab by number 7. Nice throw. Nice grab by 65, just outside the end zone now. They're knocking at victory's door. The disc goes up. Oh, and it's almost brought down. There seems to be a call. She had it in her hand. It seemed like she had it in her hand, and then she dropped it. I don't know if it was just a drop or it was a strip. A strip is a call made when the offense gets the disc, but a defensive player kind of whacks it out of the offensive player's hands, hence stripping the disc of the offense. Some discussion going on about the same. If it is accepted and the point stands, then that would be the game. That would give Itanuja Pilots the game. It seems like the call was contested, so the disc will go back. The disc went back to number 65, just outside the end zone. Disc has been checked in. Reset to number 14. Nice pass to center the disc towards the end zone, and Itanuja Pilots player catches the disc in the end zone, giving them the 11th point, the last point of the game. And wait a minute, there seems to be yet another call, whether it's in or out. I'm not sure what the call is. Again, there are no hand signals, it's difficult to tell, but from the way people are gesticulating, it seems like there's some confusion as whether she was inside the end zone or outside the end zone. Some discussion about the same. Number 6 has his hand raised, indicating that he has a perspective on this. Nobody's looking to him to ask. It's checked in just outside the end zone again. Violation has been called. Violation is when players, after a foul is called, people are not supposed to move. If you do move, it's called a violation. That's what's been called. So the disc is to be checked in just outside the end zone. Pass has been made, and it's a score. Itanuja Pilots takes the point, and Itanuja Pilots takes the game with that. It's been a great game. People are lining up now to give high fives. CD, do you have any closing remarks on this game?
Just that it's heating up. It's a harsh sun. Temperatures are quite up. Itanuja Dispositive doing the best. Ultimately, Itanuja emerges the winner, the faster team of the two. A lot of spirit from Dispositive though. Both the teams cheering each other on. Traditional line high five with good game going out all around. This was Field 1 NCS 22-23 National Championship Series India Ultimate Mixed Nationals in Surat. Nitya signing off. Chaitanya signing off. See you again for the next game. Keep watching our India Ultimate Instagram page for more details on the schedule and the live streaming YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Cool. बंद कर सकते हैं क्या कैमरा?